Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we will be discussing the current track record of the 2024 race and why Kamala is getting absolutely destroyed by Trump. So yeah, let's just get into it. So, new polling has just come out from Rasmussen and it is looking pretty bad. So Trump is up 7 in both scenarios, whether or not it's Trump, Harris, and other, and then Trump, Harris, RFK Jr., and Stein. It doesn't really matter. He's still up 7. He's still clocking Kamala in the polls, which this is when she was supposed to get a polling bump. And if if she's down 7 points, that is terrible. You're never gonna win the election if you continue with this. And there's a new poll also after this that still has Trump up 1, and then the previous poll before this one, that's Trump plus 3, and that's a CNN poll. So, is Kamala a good candidate at all? Absolutely not. Does she really have the backing of the Democratic Party? She has the backing of the elite of the Democratic Party, most of them, but in terms of the actual voters, well, if you had the backing of the voters of your party, you wouldn't be down 7 points. They would be rallying around you. The Democrats are currently having their little civil war, and if they keep that up until Election Day, Trump is going to win. He's going to win by an electoral landslide. If RFK Jr. stays in the race, it's probably likely that he takes way more from Kamala than he does from Trump, because, I mean, he's basically a Democrat. He agrees with Joe Biden on pretty much everything. And Kamala, she can't really bring in any new voters because she doesn't bring anything to the table outside of her race and her sex. Outside of that, it doesn't really appeal to anyone. Also, with the race and sex, you're not appealing to black voters with Kamala. She's completely unrelatable. She's completely distanced from the black community. Women, you really think you're going to get more women voters because Kamala is on the ticket? You might get more black women voters. That's a possibility, but I mean, is that really a sect of the population too secure? They were already going to vote for you in mass. I don't know why you need to secure them with a candidate. And the VP, you're not getting the Jewish voters back by picking Josh Shapiro because, I mean, that would imply putting a Jew on the ticket. And you don't want that because they seem to think that's why Joe Biden was down in the polling so much. It wasn't really that. It was just the fact that he sucked as a candidate. Kamala, she sucks even harder. I mean, she couldn't even run in 2020. She had everyone on her side. She had all the media singing her praise for decades, and then she ran in 2020, completely fumbled the ball. She's only the VP because she's a diversity hire, and that's pretty much it. She doesn't bring really anything to the table. She doesn't have any sort of skill outside of manipulating people and sleeping with the right people. Trump, the Republicans are rallying around him as a person. So you can't really take him off the ticket. And also, he's clearly beating Kamala in the polls. So Trump isn't going anywhere. And he's only going to expand his base because, believe it or not, he brings something to the table that Kamala doesn't. It's called charisma. Obama pretty much won 2008, not purely based off of the Great Recession, but also he was very charismatic and he was going up against a old man who was not as charismatic as he was. And that's also kind of why he won in 2012. But Kamala, she's anti-charisma. She's completely negative charisma. I can't get through 5 minutes of her talking because she's just that fucking annoying. And people can watch hour and a half nomination speech for Trump and not get bored. He's a showman. He knows how to entertain people. Kamala, she doesn't at all. She doesn't know how to navigate the current, political environment where it's more about how much entertainment can you bring rather than your actual policies. Policies are still important, but it's more so about the entertainment factor. Kamala doesn't entertain anyone outside of, I don't know, someone begging to get their ears ripped off because she is just so goddamn annoying. You can't effectively promote policy or effectively draw voters in if you are just this fucking unlikable. Kamala, you're just so goddamn unlikable. I don't know how you plan on winning this election because you are somehow even more unlikable than Hillary Clinton. And she lost. At least she got the popular vote. At least she won that. I don't think you can even win the popular vote at this rate, especially if you're down 7 points. Kamala, what do I see for her? Pretty much nothing after she loses the election. She's going to lose. She's either going to win the popular vote and lose the electoral college, which is less likely, or more likely, she gets clobbered in the popular vote and then absolutely decimated in the electoral college. Because, believe it or not, the media can sing her praises all they want. They tried it up until 2020. They can do it again. It doesn't make her likable. It doesn't make her a good campaigner. She simply sucks as a candidate. She's not a good candidate at all. Trump is an infinitely better candidate and a way smarter pick than the Democrats picking Kamala. Pick somebody else because literally anyone is better than Kamala Harris. I know you guys don't want to stick with Joe Biden because he's old as fuck. Well, Joe Biden actually does better in the polling than Kamala. Because if you keep up the track record of her getting clobbered in the polls by 7 points, you're gonna lose the election. And it's gonna be too late because, well, you already nominated her and you can't get rid of her. I guarantee you, month before the election, they're already gonna be starting about 2028. They're already going to be talking about that and how, well, we might have lost this election, but we can focus on 2028 and then we can win. I think they're mostly going to pool their resources towards the House because Kamala doesn't have any chance. She just doesn't. They're going to pull it towards the House, maybe the Senate, but that's pretty unlikely. I think they just want to hold on to the House and then hopefully do better in the 2026 midterms. But Kamala, you're fucked. You're just fucked. Trump, keep up the good work, and to the voters, don't be complacent, okay? The reason why Republicans lost in 2022 and didn't have their massive red wave is because they didn't get out the vote and they supported shit candidates. You don't have a shit candidate anymore, but you need to get out the vote. Otherwise, your vote doesn't even matter because the Democrats, they are very good at getting out the vote. Why do you think they changed the rules before 2020 so they could get more votes? You need to get out the vote. It doesn't matter how good your campaign is, it doesn't matter how good your policies are. You need to get out the vote. But, anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.